Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, I will be reviewing a topic that many of you guys have been waiting for. This video will be about the two player characters of my region, along with a special character at the end. For those who aren't caught up with the series, Ausseos is my hypothetical Australian-based Generation 10, taking the real-world inspiration of Australia and using it as a base for my designs and concepts. As I said earlier, today's video will be focusing on the player characters for this region. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Now, this just might be one of the most challenging bits of art I've ever created, because I literally searched how to draw a human. I researched it for hours just for this video. First, I started with an alright pose, but it was alright. Then I covered it with cubes to get a better 3D idea, and it kind of worked, but it wasn't perfect. I knew what I wanted. For the male character, aka Jack, I wanted an adventuring young boy who looks ready for anything, with integrity and adventure and exploration, all of that. Player characters have always been important in the games, anime, manga, and even though we don't realize it, the humans in the region are just as important as the Pokemon. At first, in Gen 1, the player character was just one player character, Red. This was of course the most iconic player character, but it always felt a bit lacking since the character customization wasn't even invented until Gen 6. And even then, the customizable clothing wasn't that groundbreaking. Then Gen 7 introduced more unique clothing, and then you could do a quest and get a special combo O outfit, which only made customizable features more wanted. Then in Gen 8, we probably got the best customizable features we've ever gotten, and there's probably 50 plus different hairstyles, shirts, pants, even hats and glasses, and not even just color changes, but also style too. Pokemon made branded sunglasses just for this game. It honestly really shows how much they want to grow their gameplay to fit every player possible. Unfortunately, Gen 9 removed most of what we got with Galar's customizable features, but I guess it makes sense. The region does take place mainly in a school, but even then, I would kind of like to wear a red hoodie with a rowlet on it in 90-degree weather, please! Of course, this will probably be fixed in Gen 10, but if my region was to be turned into a real game, I would have it so there are hundreds of options for clothing, hats, glasses, hair, etc., maybe even more. These are just the default designs that I'm going to show you in this video, but I'm very happy with how the male character turned out, and I'm very proud of myself for learning how to make humans just for this video. Basically, the reason that the player characters and especially the character at the end are all somewhat exploration themed is because almost every Pokemon game has a quote-unquote soft theme, such as Hawaii or Alola being family and space and, I don't know, somewhat tradition. And what is it, X and Y? Yeah, that's kind of beauty themed. And then Sword and Shield is growing up and success and just all of that stuff. So for my region, I went with a exploration as my soft theme. There will of course be many more humans, such as gym leaders in the future, in the Elite Four and the Champion, and even more, but as of now, I think the player characters are a really good start. Oh, and for the colors, I went with a clean desaturated blue for the jeans and red almost everywhere else, like on the cap, vest, shoes, and more. Oh, and that little red Pokemon thing on his shirt, yeah, that's a sneak peek for a future video. It is a Pokemon native to the Ausseos region. Let me know what you think. Is this good for my human character? Also, what would you personally like to see for a customizable version of him? Because I would love to hear you guys' suggestions. Moving on to the female character. My goal with this was to make her look around the same age as the male character, which are both supposed to be around like 11 to 12-ish. As hot as Australia is, I gave her Ugg boots, also another sneak peek for a future video. You'll get it once the video's out. Yeah, I know, you would probably die in those boots of a heat stroke IRL, but this is Pokemon, not a reality TV show. I gave her a sun hat with bright hot pink sunglasses, along with a pearl necklace and jean shorts to match the boy player character. I also gave her a Pikachu logo on the shirt, just as a remindful jab that Pikachu will forever be the mascot, even though Sprigatito tried to take over. I just want to point out, I hate drawing fingers. Why are drawing fingers so hard to draw? This design was definitely not as difficult as the male character, considering this is my second human, not my first, but I do think that I did better proportion-wise on the boy, but design-wise, I think the female character is better. Let me know what you think about my player characters, and be honest, because these are my first two, but don't hold back. I do think I did pretty good, though. Usually, there is similarities to the boy and girl character. There's usually somewhat similar clothing, similar colors, but then a unique twist for each of them that is more than just boy and girl. There's also different accessories and different hair styles and different hats, and there's a lot of different things, but there's also similarities, so you can just go, oh, those two are in the same region, and I think I follow that through enough. Obviously, one has more red than the other, and the other has much more yellow, but I do think for the most part, I followed the same traits enough. Now, wait, just 1 minute. We are not done just yet. There's one more character I have to show you, and this is definitely my favorite one yet. This is the Professor of Ausseos. Every region follows that similar trait of having at least one or two professors, usually named after a tree or plant. Scarlet and Violet. We come back to that every time, don't we? That stupid region broke so many theories. Never mind. So with that, I went with a very simple idea. It's your stereotypical Australian explorer. He's got the cowboy hat, khaki shorts and shirt with the t-shirt underneath, the blue eyes, blonde mustache, and big hiking boots. Yeah, I know, it's very stereotypical, but it's kind of perfect if you think about it. I gave him 5 Pokeballs in the form of a belt, I guess? Somewhat like the champion of Unova, or whatever his name is. And there would be a 6th one just behind the camera angle, so you can't see it, probably because his arm is in the way. One of which he's holding in his hand. It's a Safari Ball. And that Pokemon inside the said Safari Ball is the little yellow guy on his shoulder. You haven't seen this little guy yet in a actual breakdown of its concept in a video, but I imagine it would be in the top 5 most iconic Ausseos Fakemon, once it's revealed, of course. I personally love the evolution that it has, and I think you guys will too. This is his partner Pokemon, and I forgot to mention, but he is also the ground-type gym leader, just because I thought it would fit. I imagine that in the beginning, he would try to battle you with just his partner Pokemon, maybe the Route 1 bird. And then as he progresses through his journey and you help him out throughout the story, then you battle him as the ground-type gym leader, and it's such a shock and you're just surprised that he is the ground-type gym leader, and he has an entirely new team with his partner still being there. The theme of my region for gym leader-wise is more themes rather than just types. There are a few dominant types, but for the most part it's just themes. So he would still have his partner, but then you battle him again after or before the champion, and he has an entirely new team with his partner being evolved, and then you can rematch him with his mainly ground type team after the champion. So I know that was a little long, but I think I got that covered. Let me know which of these 3 was your favorite, and any ideas you have for a future gym leader. I'll have a video in the future covering all 8 of them, and their teams, locations, and even more. As always, have an amazing day. Rex out. Peace. Wait, what are those things on the player character's wrists? It looks to be the Great Serpent. Could this have a connection to chromatic evolution?